Well, all right, y'all. I came in kind of hot. Hold on. Well, all right, y'all. So welcome back to Love 24 Hours here, where we view content that can either brighten or enlighten your day. I feel kind of good saying that today. But anyway, I don't have nothing for you guys today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video.
Show my love for you. Can I show my love for you?
I don't think you guys understand how cringe it is when you ridicule a person for being comfortable in their skin, showing up as their authentic self, and then try to convince them that who they are is not who they should be and they should change, and then you turn around and then become them.
Tell you something, y'all hate people who watch anime because spiritually you are nowhere near on their level, not even on their ranking, not even in their jurisdiction. You can't even whoop a low-ranking demon, probably because you are one. But not only that, you don't have the power, you don't have the connection, and you dang sure don't know nothing about the sword. Because each one of them can teach you something. Demon Slayer, baby, you're going to have to tap in. You're going to have to master the art of self-discovery. And you're going to have to learn to use the tools and vices that are around you. Everything said to be bad, you can turn into good. Ain't even on my list, because y'all know how I feel about this, but if you don't. Dragon Ball Z. Goku teaches you, baby, you're going to have to fight for what you want and want to protect each and every day. You don't get no breaks in the spiritual realm. That's how you protect the physical. But the ones who go through it the most, solo leveling, got to level up by themselves. Didn't even know they had it in them until they tapped in. Once they did the baby steps, crawled before they could walk, oh, baby, they took off running. You trying to get their recipe and it don't even exist. Some of y'all so caught up on that physical plane, y'all always going to get toe up in the spirit.
Say we gotta go back to that. This is old school shit. You got a woman in your life and you say, yo, babe, I got this. This is getting done. We talking about black men now. We talking about, I'm gonna pull this because this is important for fucking men, black men to understand. Stop saying shit you ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
You heard? Stop making excuses. You tell this woman the first time is the only time.
I agree.
Huh? Yo, babe, this is what I'm gonna do. That's it. 10 years from now, you still doing what you said. You only say what you're gonna do one time. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no justifications. Ain't no, hey, baby, keep your fucking word. Why you saying you gonna do it then if you ain't gonna do it? Your babies ain't gonna eat tonight because you too much of a pussy? Huh? Your babies ain't gonna eat tonight because you too much of a coward? Your woman can't be protected. She can't trust that you gonna say what you mean and mean what you say. You fucking liar. You can't. Fuck is you talking about, bro? How to act? This shit is easy. Be a fucking man.
Right.
Have honor. Stop being a fucking liar. Don't act like you fear God, but you really fear man. Don't act like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stop it because I'm not gonna sign off on this interview. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna sign off on that because the energy of the whole entire conversation, a lot of what you're saying is very valid, but I can't say that I agree with the.
You don't have to.
Please stop what you're doing. Listen, please, 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 please. The scariest scam just happened to us. I'm still very shaken. It didn't even happen to me. Please send this to your parents. If you have older parents, if you have older grandparents, please send this to them or let them know that this is happening, okay? So, about half an hour ago, my husband got a call from my phone number. It had my picture, it had my name, everything about it. It was my number. It was like a regular call. He didn't even think anything of it, answered the phone. On the other line was a guy saying he was holding me hostage and was going to shoot me if my husband did not transfer him money through Zelle. My husband immediately started texting our good friend that's in the FBI, and that guy instructed him to keep the guy on the phone and try to have that guy put me on the phone. Like, if he really had me, put me on the phone. So Josh my husband, is keeping him on the phone, trying to tell him to put me on the phone. In the meantime, he's also tracking my phone. Well, I happen to be at the hospital because my son had a doctor's appointment. So our FBI friend leaves work and is headed to me to make sure everything's okay. Josh was able to drag this phone call out for 5 minutes, and in the meantime, this guy is asking for, he's getting hostile, and he's asking for the money via Zelle. My husband's like, I don't know what Zelle is. Do you have Venmo? Because he's just like trying to prolong the conversation. He's like, I really need to talk to her. I need to make sure she's okay. After about 5 minutes of this, he still wouldn't put me on the phone, obviously, because I wasn't there. So Josh, my husband, hung up and called me right back, and I answered, and he was like freaking out, right? Anyways, the scariest part of all this is that they call from your number, and they knew everybody's names. So please spread the word that this is a new scam, because it is very realistic. It is very terrifying. And I know that a lot of people would just give them account numbers to get their loved ones back. Gosh, just spread the word, please. Hopefully, if we spread it far and wide, we can squash this, and it will stop being a thing.
So I know that there are plenty scams out there, and it's a lot that I've warned my mom about, because they're older and they may not be as hip as we are to things. And when these scammers call them on the phone asking for their credit card information and all that, to them, I can see how a lot of our parents would be easily tricked, parents or grandparents. However, this is something different. This is something I would get caught with, or anybody, any age would get caught with. It's like they came up with a way to get everybody now, because normally a younger person, or maybe, again, depending on who you are, they won't fall for that credit card stuff. But if you call somebody, if I get a call from my lady's phone and it's her picture the same way, identical to how I have it in my phone, I'm going to assume that this is real. I'm not even going to dance around with the idea that this is a prank. And for those that will say, well, you could just hang up and call the number and see if your wife real. You don't have that time, because if you don't know that it's real and someone is threatening to unalive your loved one, what do you do? To call from your loved one's phone with their picture and know everyone's name, that's a different level of scamming. Call me whatever, but this would absolutely catch a lot of people. Stay safe. Respectfully, of course. No.
Where you been? Huh? I told you I needed some time to fix me. 5 years? 5 years. 5. I know you're upset, but I still know that we meant to be. 5 years. Can you forgive me? Ain't nothing left for you here, my boy. We belong together, the same soul. Now we a Twix bar. You stay over there, I stay over here. I see it.
Maybe we're misreading this. Father Sanchez, John, come here. I found something in the translations. Look at this. This phrase, Birvuta Bozim Maita.
What does it mean?
It means roughly to amplify. I thought it just referred to one person giving energy to another. But now I think it's something more. It's one thing to just give energy. But if we give it to someone who is also giving it back, then we build energy among ourselves. It amplifies back and forth. It says if we were all doing this, humanity would take another step in evolution.
Never supposed to figure any of this out. You were never supposed to figure this out, because that means that you will be able to cut that cord, lessen the control, detach, get away, run away, and save your life, save your soul, literally. The dummy thought you were a dummy too. Just because they thrive in dysfunctional relationships did not mean that you vibrate on the same frequency. Just because they tricked you and you fell for that stupid, ridiculous, pathetic love bombing, it doesn't mean you're dumb. Because right after that, they tried to drop you. They tried to insult you. They tried to place a tag on your value. And it woke you up. You found out there was a name for it.
Empath enters a room, there is something that takes place known as the empath magnet effect. Their aura is naturally expansive and porous, broadcasting frequencies of compassion and receptivity. On a quantum level, their electromagnetic field resonates at a coherence frequency that is more ordered than the ambient noise of the room. This acts as a tuning fork which pulls surrounding fields into harmonic sync. So people unconsciously turn towards them looking for comfort and validation. The convergence point. As more attention flows towards the empath, lots of microchords and projections attach to their field. The empath then becomes a low resonance channel for energy exchange, making them the path of least resistance for others' tension, excitement, and unresolved emotion. They essentially becomes the room's grounding rod, absorbing and processing static, grief, and erratic excitement that others do not know how to hold. The shift from boost to drain. Initially, the field may expand and amplify from the extra attention like a plant getting more sunlight, but without energetic filtration, this mixed energy turns dark, destabilizing their aura. These cores begin to siphon. Once siphoning outweighs admiration, their energy reserves drop, and that leads them to the subconscious urge to exit. Protection protocols before entering spaces. The mirror sphere. Imagine a bubble of liquid gold light around you. Its outer layer is reflective, bouncing all non-beneficial energy back in neutralized form. Visualize a beam of light running from your crown to the Earth's core, so any excess or invasive energy drains down harmless. Mantras. Repeat internally before entry. My energy is my own. I choose what I receive. I choose what I radiate. Only love, truth, and harmony pass through my field. I am sovereign and light. Crystals to wear. Black tourmaline, which aids in grounding and protection against psychic drain. Labradorite deflects unwanted attention while enhancing intuitive scanning. Amethyst transmutes negative projections into neutral energy. Shungite will shield against electromagnetic and psychic interference. Limit physical contact unless you consciously choose it. Stand with your back to a wall or solid object to reduce energetic exposure. Take intentional field breaks. Step outside or into a quieter zone every 30 to 45 minutes to discharge collective energy.
Guess I'll always be him, even after treatment. Everything that he did, I relive. The kid that you knew, with holes in his shoes, who stole from his family to feed his abuse. Said I'd never be back, thought that I could retouch. Nothing like a relapse to rehash. The kid who was scared, so handle with care. 'Cause darling, I'm fragile. It ain't that deep to me. I like being comfortable. I like being cute, smart, funny. Give me Claire Huxtable. Give a little Angela. I give a little Zena. And when it comes to making music for the people, you know what I'm saying? I give a little Nina. Yeah. I give a little Proverbs. 31 level. Go check my facts. Corey a real one. He got my back. He make the coffee. I like it black. Put one to that. I like it black. Swim and produce. It's on my checks. I'm at eye level. I keep on my breast and I'm worth every dollar. Now run me my checks. I'm at eye level. I keep on my breast and I'm worth every dollar. Now run me my checks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about me, sweetheart. I'm a big girl with a big guy.
Now, bringing back to the first point, what I noticed when I let myself go and just gave, that's where you get in the Bible. You let go and let God. Well, let me tell you what that really means. So let go and let God, they're really talking about let go of all of this intellectual deep shit that you think you're doing. And let the God come out in you, God. You got the God force. That God power, that ain't God because you're melanin or whatever. Because you can have a melanin and be a fucking human. And half you niggas still are. Melanin, chakras, pineals, kundalini, all the good shit, and be a fucking human. You can have a race car in your garage, but only drive it to the Quickie Mart. And that don't make you a race car driver. Until you using it on the racetrack, then you can be called yourself a race car. Until you have a motherfucking race in that car. And you got a car, but that don't mean you racing it. So you got melanin, kundalini, pineal. That don't mean you using it. The God is a mindset. And that mindset is beyond human. That's why you understand the mind of God. If you think like a human, that's what that means. If you think like a human, you won't understand the mind of God. Like half your friends don't understand you right now. You said, I try to explain, Patty, you just don't get it. They don't understand the mind of God. You have the mind of God because it's your thinking that makes you God. God is a frequency. And here's the news. That's not the end game. The God frequency is just the highest thought in this reality. They have codes for higher thoughts. Those are called chaos beings, which all forms of creation or potential creation, that's called potential energy. That energy can become anything. Creative energy is already spent energy. It's energy that already has a definition. A cat, a rose, a hat, a dog, a flea, a tick. Those are creative energies that already have a designation, either kinetic or actually spent energy. Potential energy is like electricity. It can become any appliance that you plug into. We are chaos beings. Our melanin is the substance of chaos beings that have not only a reality in here as physical and spiritual, but a reality in the ancient world. It is the primordial substance that dominates all substances. But it needs to be spiritualized with your thoughts. And you have not done that because you think like a human. You think about your job and how to win. You don't think, and you do have to do that. But you don't put that in this small category. So when you let God out, these things will start to, these minor things called your job, your mortgage, your rent, your kids, the police, taxes, court, and all the rest of that shit becomes a small thing. Because in your mind, you think it's your greatest challenge on planet Earth. It is. But your real greatest challenge is to get in touch with your divinity. So you have to lose yourself in all of these symbols, all of these deities, all of these mythologies, all of these lectures. Figure out how to fucking heal yourself with peach soda.
Don't know, my name's Diamond Rowe. I play guitar for a band called Tetrarch, and recently I just became Jackson Guitar's first female signature artist in history, which is super sick. But what's really cool is I always told myself since I was like 12 or 13 years old that if I ever got to a point in my career where I could have a signature guitar, I'd want to gift them to some of the guys in the industry that influenced me the most to get where I am. And so one of those is Head from Korn. Korn has been a big influence on me since I was a kid. And so recently I got to do that and give him a guitar and say thank you. And I just wanted to share that with everybody because I think it's super cool. And to share the message to always follow your dreams because it kind of works, guys. So anyways, check it out.
Oh my God. Look at this.
That's yours? Gorgeous.
Black noise. Black noise. Yeah. Black noise is something that Barrow's got very interested in. It's well, no, it's the one facet of black noise is that everything, like a glass, if an opera singer hits a particular note, the vibrations are that of the metabolism of the glass and it cracks it. Yeah? So a black noise is the register within which you can crack a city or people, or it's a new controlled bomb. It's a noise bomb, in fact, which can destroy.
Is it a real thing? I mean, is it something that
it's invented in France.
Could a tyrant use it to...
Well, until last year, you could buy the patent for it in the French patent office for about equivalent to $3-4.
And it would wipe out it's concentrated...
It depends how much money you put into it. I mean, a small one could probably kill about half the people, but a big one could destroy a city, or even more. I mean,
it's a weird idea.
Don't look at it's not my idea.
No. Well, let's not give the inspiration.
Do you know there's a school out there that doesn't just teach science and history, it teaches frequency, co-founded by Major. It's literally called Frequency School, where people can learn how sound and frequency can affect the mind and body, how to use them to feel better, think better, and live more intentionally. They literally made history with the global song, with 195 women from 195 countries setting a world record. Each woman says the word equality in her native language, and it's set to 528 hertz, the love frequency. Frequency is not even woo. The song literally debuted at the World Economic Forum in Davos 2024. They're literally bringing sound healing to education. The first frequency school was in Aglon, Switzerland in 2024. But this initiative is spreading across China, UAE, Morocco, and many more countries. Hey, this might be the future of education. Would you send your kid to frequency school?
Found out that there's a state of God that very few people understand, and this is a rather grand experience. And with that, here's what he taught me. You sit in the lotus position, deep breath. You rest your elbows on your body. There has to be a hook up there. And you put your hands like this, in front of the heart chakra. You take a deep breath, and blow out. And what you're doing is you're actually blowing the power of God from your chest right through the two chakras of the hand, and it swirls around and re-enters the body. What you visualize when your eyes are closed, you can also blindfold yourself with one of those sleep blindfolds too, if it helps. While you do this, you do the first disciplines first, and then you sit and you visualize you pulling energy up your spine. Every time you blow out, you visualize the energy running up your spine. And as it runs up your spine, and you've done that 50 times, all of a sudden, you see a bridge from the pineal to the pituitary. It's a wooden bridge. When you're on the bridge, a couple more breaths, you bend your knees, and you leap straight up. And for some strange reason, it takes so little effort to leap. And you arrive in this place. You don't know really where you are, you're just there. And it's extraordinarily beautiful. It is the color that sapphire is. It's blue-black, and you can see a long distance. Now a word to the wise. Before you bend your knees and leap, oh, by the way, if you haven't breathed enough and moved enough energy, you fall back down on the bridge. Don't give up. It just means that you got started, so blow a little more. Remember, before you leap and before you do any of this, you put a thought in your mind of what it is you want.
You act as if God is within you, your voice changes, your posture changes, you stop asking for permission to live with fire. And when you stop waiting, heaven stops waiting too. This is not a lesson, this is a summons. If you are hearing this now, it is because something in you is ready to rise. You have waited long enough. The silence you feel, the restlessness inside you, it is not confusion, it is a call. A divine order echoing from within, commanding you to stop living like you were forgotten. You were not made to shrink. You were not placed here to drift. You were sent, and the one who sent you does not apologize for power. The man who listens with reverence, who studies this again and again until it becomes his new law, he will not just change. He will become the living proof of purpose, sent with clarity, walking with power, and finishing what heaven began. Now listen, because the moment you believe this truth, you will no longer walk as a man, you will walk as one who was sent. You have walked long enough pretending to be less than what you were sent to become. You have bowed long enough to fear. You have hesitated long enough in the shadow of doubt. But now the voice of purpose calls to you. And if you will obey what is about to be spoken, not just hear it, but obey it, you will never again be the man you were before this hour. Because what I'm about to give you is not motivation. It is law, not advice, instruction. It is the truth of who you are beneath the story, beneath the excuses, beneath the hesitation that the world has taught you to wear. And here is that truth. You were not made small. You were not sent here to drift. You were not placed on this earth to survive. You were sent with power. You were sent with command. You were sent with God himself written into your spirit. And yet, most men live like intruders in their own life. They apologize for wanting more. They hide their fire. They speak with hesitation, act with delay, and wait to be approved before they move. Not because they lack ability, but because they have forgotten who sent them. And the world prefers it that way. Because the man who walks as if God is within him, that man cannot be controlled. That is why this truth is not handed out in schools. It is not printed in the headlines. It is not celebrated in public. Because when a man begins to think as if heaven lives inside him, he becomes ungovernable by weakness. He no longer listens to the noise. He no longer waits for support. He no longer serves fear. He begins to walk differently, speak differently, build differently. And the moment that man appears, systems that rely on confusion begin to collapse. You must understand this. Infinite intelligence is not far off. It is not hiding. It is not waiting in the clouds. It is within you. But it will not move until you do. And when you act in alignment with the purpose you were sent to fulfill, when you carry yourself as if heaven has given you a task, when your words, your decisions, your habits reflect reverence for that mission, everything begins to change. But this will only work if you listen, if you obey every word. If you silence the voice in your mind that wants to entertain, compare, skip forward, or analyze. Because the truth I am about to give you is hidden, not shouted. And if you drift while hearing it, you may miss the line that your future was built to receive. Do not let that happen. Listen with your full attention. Study this as if your life depends on it, because it does. And do not hear it once. The wise man will return to this message again and again until it becomes him. Until the thought, God is within me, is not a phrase, but a fact. Until the posture of one sent becomes your natural stance. Until your identity is no longer uncertain, but etched in divine certainty. You are not here to survive. You are here to build. You are not here to wait. You are here to command. You are not here to ask. You are here to decide. And the moment you begin to act as if God is within you, you will no longer walk like a man. You will walk like one who was sent. Now we begin. You were not created to hesitate. You were not designed to wait.
All right. Gotta get your hand down with it, Chad.
Go in. I'm sorry. I'm busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I got that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that shit.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, or whatever. And until the next video, peace out.